Data privacy regulations in regulatory compliance for federated data governance. In today's digital age, ensuring data privacy and regulatory compliance has become a critical concern for organizations worldwide. With the increase in data breaches and consumer awareness, governments have implemented stringent regulations to protect individuals' rights and ensure data sharing. Three prominent data regulations are the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, and the Data Governance Act, DGA, and the Data Act, DA. Understanding and complying with these regulations is essential for organizations operating in the European digital landscape. This part of the course explores the requirements and impact of the above-mentioned legislation on regulatory compliance in federated data governance. The key principles of the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, encompass lawfulness, fairness, and transparency in data handling, along with purpose limitation to ensure data is used only for specific stated purposes. It advocates for data minimization, meaning only necessary data should be collected, and emphasizes the importance of maintaining the accuracy of data. Additionally, the GDPR mandates storage limitation, ensuring that personal data is not kept longer than necessary, and underscores the need for maintaining the integrity and confidentiality of data. In terms of roles and responsibilities, the GDPR defines distinct positions, including the data controller, who determines the purposes and means of processing personal data, the data processor, who processes data on behalf of the controller, and the data protection officer, who oversees data protection strategies and compliance within the organization. The GDPR grants several rights to data subjects to ensure their personal information is handled with respect and care. These rights include the need for clear consent and lawful processing of their data, along with the right to be informed about how their data is used. Data subjects also have the right to access their personal data, request rectification of inaccurate data, and invoke the right to erasure, commonly known as the right to be forgot, which allows them to have their data deleted under certain conditions. Furthermore, individuals have the right to object to the processing of their data, restrict processing in specific instances, and exercise the right to data portability, enabling them to transfer their data from one service provider to another. Additionally, the GDPR provides protections related to automated decision-making and profiling, ensuring individuals are not subject to potentially harmful decisions made without human intervention. Under the GDPR, organizations have specific compliance obligations to ensure robust data protection and privacy. These include conducting data protection impact assessments, DPAS, to evaluate and mitigate risks associated with data processing activities in the event of a data breach. There are stringent notification requirements that organizations must adhere to, ensuring that relevant authorities and affected individuals are informed promptly. The principles of data protection by design and default, alongside privacy by design and default, mandate that data protection measures and privacy considerations are integrated into the development of business processes, systems, and products from the outset. Additionally, when it comes to data transfers outside the European Economic Area, EEA, the GDPR imposes strict conditions to ensure that the level of data protection is not undermined, maintaining the protection of personal data when it is transferred internationally. Increase trust in data sharing, strengthen mechanisms to increase data availability, and overcome technical obstacles to the reuse of data, establish trusted data use for research and innovation, and implement new data management functionality, including data wallets or spaces that are under the control of the individual. The Data Governance Act, DGA, is a cross-sectoral instrument that aims to regulate the reuse of publicly held protected data by boosting data sharing through the regulation of novel data intermediaries and by encouraging the sharing of data for altruistic purposes. Both personal and non-personal data are in scope of the DGA, and wherever personal data is concerned, the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, applies. In addition to the GDPR, inbuilt safeguards will increase trust in data sharing and reuse, a prerequisite to making more data available on the market. The Data Act is a comprehensive initiative to address the challenges and unleash the opportunities presented by data in the European Union, emphasizing fair access and user rights, while ensuring the protection of personal data. The Data Act will enable a fair distribution of the value of data by establishing clear and fair rules for accessing and using data within the European data economy, a necessity heightened by the growing prevalence of the Internet of Things, IoT. Thanks to this regulation, connected products will have to be designed and manufactured in a way that empowers users, businesses, or consumers to easily and securely access, use, and share the generated data. The Data Act is a cross-sectoral piece of legislation. In other words, it lays out principles and guidelines that apply to all sectors. It does not modify existing data access obligations. However, any forthcoming legislation should align with its principles. Mitigating risks and ensuring compliance involves mapping and classifying personal data, implementing appropriate technical and organizational measures, and conducting data protection impact assessments, DPAs. It also includes establishing processes for data subject rights and developing plans for incident response and data breach management. Regular audits and assessments are essential to maintain compliance. It is inclusion. It is crucial to regularly review and stay updated with the latest developments in data privacy regulations to ensure continued regulatory compliance and federated data governance. Failure to comply with these regulations may result in significant financial penalties and reputational damage. Prioritize data privacy and actively manage compliance to safeguard your organization's data and maintain the trust of your customers.